Bengals once again failed to get it done down the stretch. Mike Petraglia inside M&T Bank Stadium. Here Thursday night, stop me if you've heard this before. The Bengals had a chance for a big-time win against a playoff contending team and let that opportunity slip right through their fingers. They lose to the Baltimore Ravens 35-34. The game came down to Joe Burrow's third touchdown of the night to Jamar Chase, who had 264 yards receiving on 11 catches. That made it 35-34 Baltimore with 38 seconds remaining. Bengals smartly and understandably go for two to win the game, and Joe Burrow's pass for not Jamar Chase and not Andre Yosivas, but rather Tanner Hudson is high and falls incomplete, and the Bengals fall to 4-6 on the season. Baltimore improves to 7-3. The Bengals had a 21-7 third quarter lead and couldn't hold on. Just like in week number 5 when the Bengals had 3 10-point leads in the second half, tonight the Bengals could not hold on and could not enjoy prosperity. They were up 21-7, had the ball in their own territory, and Chase Brown fumbled. It was Marlon Humphrey stripping the ball, Roquan Smith recovering at the Bengal 31-yard line, and then Lamar Jackson did his magic. He ran about 58 yards to make 10 yards down to the 1-yard line. Derrick Henry pushes it in from 1 yard out. It was 21-14. Then one of the most hideous plays of the night from the Bengals' perspective, they allow a Tylan Wallace 84-yard touchdown run down the left sideline after a short pitch and catch from Lamar Jackson. The big problem with that play was the Bengals had not one, not two, but 3 chances to tackle Wallace on the way to pay dirt and couldn't get it done. Logan Wilson, instead of tackling him and getting him out of bounds, pushed him forward down the sideline, and that proved to be a brutal mistake. The Ravens were not able to tie the game as Justin Tucker missed the extra point, but still the Ravens were within one, 21-20. Touchdown to Mark Andrews gave the Ravens a 28-21 lead. The Ravens then managed to the Bengals managed to come back, tie it on Jamar Chase's long touchdown, second long touchdown of the game, 70 yards from Joe Burrow right after that kickoff, and that made it 28-28. But it was the Ravens coming down and scoring one final time. Lamar Jackson had touchdowns on each of his last 4 possessions on the night as the Bengals defense just fell apart in the second half, late in the second half, against Lamar Jackson. After the game, it was all about missed opportunities, and especially the turnover by Chase Brown and that very poor tackling effort down the sideline by the Bengal defense. And after the game, Zach Taylor said, we just have not figured out how to finish games this year, and it cost us once again here tonight in Baltimore. Jamar Chase said, essentially, I was open, but I feel like I'm always open on that 2-point conversion. But Joe Burrow didn't look his way, and Chase said sometimes the quarterback's not going to look your way, and unfortunately for the Bengals, he did not. Jamar Chase again had a tremendous night, 11 catches for 264 yards, 2 yards shy of his career high. Joe Burrow, he had an outstanding game, throwing for 426 yards on the night, and the 3 touchdown passes, I should say, all 3 of them to Jamar Chase, but it wasn't enough. The Bengals fall in this game by a score of 35-34. Again, after the game, Mike Hilton and Cam Taylor-Britt said, we have our opportunities, but we have let our best players down when it matters most this season, and that's really been the story of the 2024 Bengals. Even Joe Burrow said when he and Jamar Chase and Trey Hendrickson have the seasons they're having and they can't find a way to get it done, it's frustrating, because you would figure this team, with all of its talent and certainly its stars performing the way they are this season, they would be much better off than 4-6. But As Joe Burrow said, you are what your record says you are, and the Bengals now have to regroup. They have the Los Angeles Chargers on the road a week from Sunday. Of course, the Bengals will lick their wounds a little bit on this mini bye coming up this weekend and get ready for the LA Chargers coming up out at SoFi Stadium on November 17th. Well, the Bengals dropped to 4-6. The final again, it was the Ravens 35 and the Bengals 34. Be sure to follow me on the X at Trags, Trags. Skinny and I will have the Jungle Roar Skinny Bengals postgame pod coming up very shortly on youtube.com, youtube.com/@JungleRoarPod. And as always, follow my stuff on CLNSCincy.com. Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.